Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Meals of the Week video. So you may notice on some of the packets of food that I show, I did actually film this a little while ago and I completely forgot. But anyway, better late than never. So I've got 7 meals to show you and it's for a family of 3. I'm also going to show you what I serve to my son who is 2 and then also what he eats of that as well. So I really hope that you enjoy it. I do these types of videos occasionally and also I do my food tours every Friday, also motherhood and lifestyle type content, so thank you so much for watching. So the very first meal that I'm going to show you is quiche, which is something that we've kind of quite recently added to our meals. Sometimes we don't have it every week, but yeah, it's just sort of something a bit different really. So we've just got this cheese and onion one from Sainsbury's. We just pop it in the air fryer. It's a perfect fit. I really recommend an air fryer. I say this on every meals video every time I show it because honestly it's so useful. It just saves you from like having to put your whole oven on and it's just a lot quicker. Anyway, yeah, so that's in there. I'm just going to do some potatoes with the quiche as well. That's Arthur's. It's not great presentation, but he's got hummus there with puffs because last time we served quiche he didn't eat it, and then he's just got some sweet corn, but at least the hummus is there in case he didn't eat the quiche. And then this is my plate, so I've obviously got the quiche, baked beans. Arthur doesn't like them either, so we haven't bothered to give him them this time. And then yeah, just like jacket potato. So that is what's left of Arthur's. He didn't really eat his quiche. I think he like kind of tried a little bit, but didn't like it. He always does very well with hummus, so yeah, at least he's had that. So the next meal is something that we don't do very often again actually, is roast potatoes. So I don't know about you, let me know how you make them. So I kind of like drain them, kind of like rough them up a little bit in the colander, and then again just as I'm kind of like mixing all the oil in. We are vegetarian, so you don't need to recommend that I use like some sort of animal fat. Obviously we just use olive oil or whatever oil that we've got, usually olive oil. But yeah, that's how we make the roast potatoes. They do come out nice, but yeah, if you've got kind of like any other tips, let me know. We just like them quite plain though. I don't add season or anything, but yeah, just plenty of oil. I think some people say you can heat up the oil first before you add that in. I'm not sure, I think my husband does that sometimes actually when he makes them. Anyway, yes, so we've also got some sausages in there, just put them in the air fryer, and then we've got carrots, broccoli, cabbage. We will also be having peas as well, so I'm just going to prepare all those vegetables. So with this type of meal, when there's quite a lot going on, it's always a juggle trying to like work out all the different saucepans. I don't know if anyone else gets that struggle. Anyway, that's my plate. Obviously, yeah, you saw we had sweet potato as well. And Arthur's got that too. Arthur doesn't really tend to eat sweet potato. And then gravy, we just use a low salt one. I can't remember the make of it actually, but you might have seen it on a previous video. But yeah, we tend to use like low salt. Anyway, it's good for us, but you know, obviously particularly for Arthur. So that is my finished plate. I really love roast potatoes, so it's really nice to have them. It's just getting the time to do it, which is why we don't have them very often. And that's Arthur there. Obviously we have cut up his sausage lengthways, and it's just got a bit of gravy almost as a little dip. And that's what's left over. So yeah, as you can see, he did have some sausage, didn't eat much of the vegetables. And then the next meal I'm just quickly showing you is omelette, and this is just a very quick meal. We've also cooked some little sausage rolls. Obviously those are vegetarian, they are Plant Pioneers from Sainsbury's. We've given Arthur a boiled egg as well as a bit of omelette, and that is what is left over on his plate, so he's done pretty well with that meal. So the next meal I'm showing you is a chilli, which is something that I've not made. I mean, when I filmed this, I hadn't actually made it that many times. But yeah, so fried onions, I use the stock cubes. We have recently bought some very low stock cubes actually, which are also from Callow, and we've got some soya mince as well to put in there. So yeah, so fried onions, a whole can of chopped tomatoes, and then we just are using mince. Occasionally we might do lentils, like, you know, a mix of mince and lentils. Those are the spices. I tend to just wing it. I kind of do like 2 shakes of the mild chili, 1 shake of paprika I think, and then just a bit of the cumin, but yeah, it's slightly different every time. And then I do grate about half a carrot, obviously finely grate it and just put that in there as well. Just, you know, I guess a lot of chili recipes use it, just adds to the flavour, but also it's like a vegetable in there that Arthur doesn't usually eat. He doesn't usually eat his carrots. So yeah, there's some in there and he does really enjoy this meal. I've also cooked some broccoli separately, and as you can see, I'm just like cutting it off and mashing it up because I will then stir it into the chili. Again, it's just a way because sometimes he will eat a bit of broccoli. He used to quite like it, but he's kind of gone off it a bit recently. So you kind of just do what you have to do, don't you? But yeah, so I'm just stirring it in there. I don't put too much in so that it's not like too obviously green. And then I've just got a bit of broccoli on the plate too. I've also just grated some carrot for him, just because usually he just gets like slices, but yeah, whilst I had the raw one, I just grated a bit for him. And then for me, I'm just adding some nutritional yeast. So that one is from Aldi. It's like fortified, it's like got iron, B12. So yeah, I'm just popping a bit of that on the top of my chili. I might have grated cheese sometimes. But yeah, it's a really nice meal. And I really enjoy it, and Arthur usually does pretty well with this one. All those sorts of meals, which I did a video all about the meals that he eats. He does like that kind of like mince and tomato, those sorts of meals. Right, so the next meal, this is my husband here, is just making some potato wedges. So we are using normal potato and sweet potato. Once again, these will be going in our air fryer. So we just, cut them, we've left the skin on, and then we just kind of put them in a bowl with some oil and give it a good mix up. And then these are the burgers we're using. We've got the Richmond ones, and then also some Sainsbury's. They're like quinoa, sweet potato and lentil, because, you know, we'll be having rolls, and like one burger in a roll isn't enough for me and my husband, we feel anyway. So we usually like cook another burger, and then, you know, usually like half of one or a whole one, whatever we want. These are the rolls, Paul Hollywood. They're the you bake them and warm them up in the oven, so that tastes much nicer. So we are having fried onions with this. I'm also putting on some mushrooms. I always just cook them this way, so I just put them in a microwavable bowl with some butter and then microwave them for a couple of minutes. I've got some tomatoes. Presentation isn't amazing, sorry. It's because we've got like this extra bit of burger, which is a bit random. But anyway, and then I've also got some mushrooms to kind of like shove in there as well. They're not massive rolls actually, so it's quite difficult to put much in, but you kind of get the gist of it. So it's onions, burgers, mushrooms. I've got tomato ketchup and mayonnaise in there as well. I've got tomato too, and then Arthur we'd put on oven chips because he wasn't eating much wedges. I don't think we've not bought oven chips for ages anyway, because he was kind of eating iron ones, but yeah, we were just giving him other ones just to so that he would eat them really. He loves tomato, so he's got that. Then I did also just do a bit of bread and butter for Arthur as well. I think he was probably telling me not to put it on his plate then. So yeah, that's that. And then he's also got one of the Richmond burgers cut into strips. And that is his finished plate. So we had some burger, not loads, some chips, all of his tomato obviously, because that's his favourite meal. And then the next meal, I'm showing his plate first. This is another like gravy meal. This is a sausage, we've got mashed potato, I think we just did boiled for us, Yorkshire puddings, which is quite nice, and vegetables. I should say, I know it's a bit late to say, but I think I might have missed a few days when I was filming this, so this wasn't, if you know what I mean, this was kind of almost filmed probably a bit over a week, because I don't think we wouldn't usually have that. We wouldn't usually have like 2 gravy meals, or probably that many fried onions either. But anyway, the final meal to show you is this pasta meal. So I'm not kind of showing you what I put in there. It's basically the same. It's red onions, chopped tomatoes, a bit of passata, some corn mince. Mostly we do lentils, but I'm not sure if we did that time. Sorry, because I didn't show you. And then I'm just quickly showing you the garlic bread that I make. So I just put, I don't know how you do it when you make your own, but I mean, I think there's like various ways, but it pretty much amounts to the same thing. So I've got butter in a bowl, and then I just add quite a bit of garlic. I find that you do have to add quite a lot of garlic to make it taste garlicky. I'm sure fresh garlic would be better, but you know, I'd probably buy it and then not end up using it. So I'm just using the one from the little pot, and then I'm just putting like a little bit of mixed herbs. I think sometimes if you put in too much, I don't know, it tends to like burn, so I don't really know if I should be putting it in, but I did it this time and it was fine. So yeah, I just added a bit of that in, and then just give it a really good mash to make sure it's all together. I think you could probably melt the butter first and then do it, I don't know, but this is the way that I do it anyway, and it seems to work pretty well. So yes, just giving that a really good stir to make sure that all the garlic and herbs is evenly distributed throughout the butter. And then what I've done, I've put the toast, or put the bread in the grill. I just toasted one side of it, and then I turn it over, and then I put the butter with the garlic in on the non-toasted side, if that makes sense. And I do put in quite a lot of butter. I think I do, like, I don't know, I want to say, is it 2 tablespoons? I'm not sure. But I do add quite a lot of butter because I don't know why, it just doesn't seem to go very far. And like I say, I feel like I need quite a lot for it to taste good. But I'm sure it's, you know, I'm sure when you buy garlic bread at a shop, I'm sure they put in probably more butter than this and more oil. But anyway, yes, I'm just buttering the non-toasted side, and then obviously I put that back in the grill for a little bit, and that's it. That's the garlic bread. So yes, me and Matt really enjoy having garlic bread. It's just something that we have occasionally. So this is Arthur's plate. It's got some sweet corn, some grated cheese there, and the pasta. And then I've got some as well. I like sweet corn, my husband doesn't, so that's why I haven't like mixed it into the actual pasta. Did give some garlic bread to Arthur. As you can see, it wasn't a hit. He wasn't keen on it at all. But other than that, he did really, really well. He loves pasta, loves cheese, and pretty much loves sweet corn. So that was a bit of a good meal for him. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.